Next on the show, there's good news for thousands of NHS patients who are infected with the hepatitis C and HIV in the 70s and 80s. The government's announced that the victims will be given legal aid to help them prepare for an upcoming public inquiry. Minister Chloe Smith told the Commons that the free legal advice for the consultation stage will mean victims can help frame the inquiry.
We are committed to making sure that all those who have suffered so terribly can have the answers they have spent decades waiting for, and that lessons can be learnt so that a tragedy of this scale can never happen again. We want to make sure that all those who need to contribute to the inquiry can do so.
The Labour MP Diana Johnson's campaigned on the issue. She welcomed the news but said the inquiry must be wide-ranging.
This is a group of people who have battled for many, many years to get to this point of having this public inquiry, and we want to make sure that the terms of reference are drafted in such a way that they will include and incorporate all the concerns that those affected have.
Andy Evans is from Easton, chair of the Tainted Blood campaign group. Hi, Andy.
Hi there, Andrew.
Just give us first your reaction to today's news and the importance of this legal help.
Well, my reaction is relief. Earlier in the week, our solicitors contacted us to say that the government had written to them, the Cabinet Office had written to them to say that this legal aid wouldn't be forthcoming. Let me give a little bit of background. Normally, there is no legal aid in the run-up to inquiry. Expenses are paid for, but legal costs aren't. But in the case of the Grenfell Tower tragedy, the Prime Minister announced that they would be paid. And in their letter to our solicitors, some actual abhorrent and gross comparisons were made between the Contaminated Blood tragedy and Grenfell Tower with regard to the numbers of people lost and whatnot, which obviously was horrible. And then yesterday, a question was asked in the House as to whether or not expenses would be paid because of that comparison being drawn. And David Lidington said that actually no, that the responsibility rests with the chair of the inquiry, which is false. The chair of the inquiry has no power until the inquiry is actually set up following the terms of reference. And so today it's with great relief that the question by Diana Johnson MP was answered with an apology and a U-turn on that policy, saying that we could actually receive that legal aid.
And it may even set a precedent, I guess, for other situations where the scale of those involved is so vast that their help in, as I put it, framing the inquiry is required. So this may even set something for the future.
I think so. In the case of the Contaminated Blood inquiry, it's going to be huge. It's going to be very wide-ranging. We hope that it's going to cover a great deal of time from, let's say, the 1940s even, right up until the present day. It's going to be a very big inquiry, and campaigners, victims who've suffered this for the last 30 years, we're not experts, we're not legal experts. We need that legal assistance in order to get this absolutely right, because this is the only shot we're going to get.
Thank you, Andy. Andy Evans from Evesham, chair of the Tainted Blood campaign group. And as that inquiry develops, progresses, I'm sure we'll hear more here on BBC Hereford and Worcester, where it is 4:42.